Hey, good morning. It's a 2 for Tuesday, everybody. I'm Hot Rod Bob, and you've got GAAS, the Great American Auto Scene Morning Edition, part of Two Tired Guys Productions. Thanks for tuning in this morning. You did tune in, didn't you? I'm looking. I don't see you yet. Where are you all hiding? There you go. Cassie's the first one in the queue. How you doing this morning, Cassie? Cassie Nunez is here. Well, you know, the newest craze from the auto manufacturers is making tribute cars. Okay, all right, it's not new. But you know what Ford's done? They've brought back the Mach 1. And this time, they made it a decent, car. It was a good car to start with, but it wasn't all that unique. It had some nice flashy graphics, and it looked kind of cool. It had a 351. It was okay. It wasn't a mad powerhouse. It wasn't really that much different from the original Mustangs. It just looked kind of cool. However, the new Mach 1, it's going to hit the streets as a 2021 model. It is a whole different ball game. Now, the original Mach 1 was supposed to be a stepping stone between a Mustang GT and a Shelby GT. And it really was. The new one is a bigger stepping stone. 480 horsepower. Completely reworked suspension. In the base portion, it is a almost 20% improvement in downforce just with the bodywork. 22% difference. But when you add the handling package, that's way above the GT package, it's 150% more downforce. Whoa! This is a handling car. Now, it comes standard with a 10-speed automatic transmission. How are you going to count those shifts? 10-speed. I'm lost. It's an automatic transmission. I still don't like automatic transmissions. I'm a 3-pedal guy. I don't care what the car is. It's always more fun when you shift for yourself. And it's got a 6-speed. That's an option. The 10-speed is what's coming with it. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are going to go with the 10-speed, especially the guys that want to go drag racing. Good morning, Jim. But for those of us, like me, that like canyon carving, that like a car that is responsive and you have more control over, that's where that manual transmission is going to come in. Now, I drive a newer car occasionally when my wife lets me drive her car, and it's got the latest and greatest in automatic translations. I hate it. Oh, CVT is a waste of time. That is the most boring transmission I've ever seen, the CVTs, or driven. And I've driven them. All right, but a manual transmission, when you shift it, you get a positive shift, positive downshift. When you do the automatics, I don't know how many times I'll hit the throttle to pass somebody. And for it to get into passing gear is a nightmare. I can fall asleep before it makes the downshift. By then, I may have lost that window of opportunity to change lanes or pass somebody. And yep, Danny, three pedal cars, definitely. And even in drag racing, yes, the automatics may be a little bit more consistent for the novice. It's easier for the novice. But for an experienced driver, the manual transmission's the way to go. And it's an option. Now, what we're finding now is there was a hiatus in people putting manual transmissions in cars. But with the new performance ideas coming out in the Mustang, the Camaro, and so forth, manual transmissions are finding their way back into cars. People are having fun. It's also a good safety device. It's an anti-theft device. Now, I took one of my cars into the car wash a while back, and it had a 5-speed. And I pulled it up. I got out of the car. The attendant hands me a ticket, opens the door, and then his head goes back and forth, and he says, "There's 3 pedals. I've only got 2 feet." He couldn't drive the car through the car wash. So we had to wait for someone to come in, holding up the whole line to get in and go at it. Good morning, Natalie. How are you doing? We're doing great out here in Southern California. All right, so now the new Mach 1 comes out. More slopey nose, different grille, different front splitter and spoiler, different rear spoiler, lower down. And it's got a graphics package. To me, it's not as bold as the original Mach 1 graphics that they put on in 1969 and 70. It's okay. It comes in various colors, too, so you can mix and match it depending on how you want it. The grills are cool. The dashboard and the interior, no changes. It remains the same as the GT. It's okay. It's good. Where the fun is where they put the attention to detail. The engine, the transmission, the suspension. This is where this car is going to excel. And frankly, guys, unless Chevrolet brings out a Z28 or Mopar comes up with a road and track version that really is a road and track version, Mustang's got them. I don't care. Chevrolet may have some horsepower performance issues or advantages. Maybe. Chevy's got a bigger engine. Not as much horsepower. Chrysler's got a bigger engine. Yeah, it's got more horsepower. But the fun to drive, that's got to go to that Mustang. Mustang is better balanced. The engine's smaller. It's a twin cam. It's more advanced. It's lighter than its competitors. Well, except maybe the Chevy, because that's all aluminum. But it is a more balanced car. With the independent suspension front and rear, this new Mustang has really made a difference. It is the best handling Mustangs in years. And it is good. Now, I take that and I come up with that assessment based on what I've seen at the track. Solid axle Mustangs are fun. No question about it. And they are popular. No question about it. But when it comes to handling on the drag strip, as one example alone, the solid rear axle cars are all over the place in comparison to the new, for what's been out for the last few years, Mustang with the fully independent suspension. Those cars go straight. They handle well. They drive well. If I were in the market right now to buy a new car, and I'd be going for a pony car, it would be the Mustang. I kind of like the Camaro, but I really like the Mustang. I kind of like the Challenger because it really has the best retro design, but I really like the Mustang. Which Mustang would I go for? If money weren't the issue, Mach 1 would be my choice, or the GT350. But what I would probably end up with is the 4-cylinder turbo with the high-performance suspension option that they've got. Now, it's not that I really want a lack of power. It really doesn't have. It's 310 horsepower. The 4-cylinder Mustangs have more horsepower than the original GT350s did back in the day. But they're lighter. They're even better balanced. And 30-plus miles per gallon. And from the outside, you can't tell the difference between a V8 and a 4-cylinder Mustang. Put the right wheels on it, put the right stance on it, add a front splitter. And it's a good cruiser. And with the amount of driving and the type of driving I do, the 4-cylinder probably suits me better. I don't need to beat anybody to the gas station. I'd rather pass them there while they're in for their pit stop. Good morning, Stacy. But the new Mach 1, it is cool looking. Now, I've seen some photographs online, and what they're telling me is the body color options include a fighter jet gray. That's this gray that looks like it's a recycled Navy official vehicle. Iconic silver, shadow black, Oxford white, which is just a bright, pure white. Velocity blue, which I really like. Twister orange. Yeah, there we go. Race red, or right me red. And grabber yellow. What? No grabber blue? Oh, guys, you're missing it. The grabber blue. Man, that was my favorite color. And for those of you who knew about my Maverick, you know why. But the Mach 1 is still a cool car. It still looks good. So 22% to 150% better downforce in the suspension. It's got an LCD instrument cluster. Okay, no big deal. But when it comes to the manual transmission, you get a good old white golf ball shifter knob. Just like the old days. That is where it goes. It looks cool. The Mustang is a great retro-looking car. It does resemble the Mustangs of the late 60s, early 70s. It's better. Now, it's heavier. Ford did try and hold the weight down on these cars, but because of the safety that they put into it and some of the upgrades like suspension, the independent rear suspension is not a lightweight. The actual Mustang is almost 4,000 pounds. Now, consider back in the days when the Mustangs first came out, a full-size Ford was 4,000 pounds. And the Mustang today is faster than the Mustangs of the past. Plus, they have air conditioning, they stop, and they turn. Whereas the older Mustangs, you had your choice. You could either go straight fast or you could turn. Someone tried to call me there. We'll stop that. All right, so what you've got now with the new Mach 1 is near Shelby type performance right out of the box. So it's right from the Ford dealership. The Shelby GT350's 5-liter has 480 horsepower. It's 20 more horsepower than the GT, but 46 less than the GT350. So the Mach 1's putting out some horsepower. Ford hasn't quoted the 0 to 60 times yet, but it's going to be quicker than the GTs. Maybe not as quick as the GT350. Now it's going to have, like I said, they call it a cue ball. I call it the golf ball, but yeah, it is a cue ball white shift knob on the manual transmission only. Automatic gets the black leather piece. The Mach 1 is quicker than a GT350 off the line. At least that's what they're saying. Now, one of the other things the Mach 1 is going to do is it's designed for the racetrack in mind. So think of the Mach 1 now as what the Boss 302 may have been. Now, they did a Boss 302 for a while, and it was a good track car. This car is even better for track design, is from what I'm reading. Now, it borrows the GT350's tough Tremac transmission instead of the GT's Getrag. Right, so you got a tougher transmission. Ford's equipped the Mach 1 with a Magnaride dampeners and Brembo brakes. So not only you're going to be able to accelerate rapidly, you're going to be able to stop too. It's always a good thing. I imagine the car in front of you would probably appreciate that a lot. Price, they haven't released that yet. It's going to be someplace between the GT and the Shelby GT350. Now, the base price on the Mustang GT is about $45,000. The Shelby GT, $59,000. So put it someplace in between there, and you'll get an idea of where you can get a Mustang, at least the Mach 1, when it's first introduced. Now, as far as what Ford sees as their rivals for this market, the Corvette Grand Sport, the Camaro SS with a 1LE package, is probably the closest to the Mustang competition. But frankly, guys, I'm looking at the Mustang, and it's got it hands down over the Camaro. It's got the looks, it's got the equipment, it's got the pedigree. It's got my vote. Mustang, Mach 1. It's back. And it's back really nice. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got Gas, the morning edition. And see, I wonder if Ford will contact me so I can get a test drive on one of these things. Might have to do that. You guys have a great day. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got Gas, the morning edition. Brought to you by Service Tech, where you get all the equipment you need for that garage you're using and keeping your cars in. Irwindale Speedway, Irwindale Drag Strip, racing's returned, but you can't go to it unless you're a racer. Moon Eyes, they're back. They're open up again. Irwindale Speedway and Drag Strip, as I said, Valley Head Service. Get your cylinder heads and your engine built by the best. Valley Head Service. Talk to them. Beach Underwriting, your insurance guys. Hi, Rick McGee. How are you doing this morning? All right, so the Mustang, the Mach 1 is back. You have a great day. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got Gas. Don't forget, tonight, it's 2 for Tuesday. That's right, and I posted on my page, on my Bob Beck Facebook page, the link where you can become part of the live studio audience without ever leaving the comfort of your living room or wherever else you've got your computer or smartphone. That's right. We're going to be on a Zoom meeting this evening for tonight's Gas, Evening Gas, with Robin Millar. Going to talk about her dad, Pete Millar, and his great cartoons and magazines of days gone by. We'll have Anna Octane. Going to talk about laws and things like that. Randy Kerdoon talking about cars, talking about some of the stars in those cars. And check out our YouTube channel at Two Tired Guys Productions. We have just hit the gold mine. We talked to the guys the guy Scott at Cold War Motors, and as his interview has gone crazy. Take a look at it. Become a subscriber. It's free. That's right. Check us out on Twitter, on Facebook, Tumble, Pinterest, Bob Beck, GAAS, talking about cars, and Two Tired Guys Productions. We're there. Hey, Robbie Flournoy, how you doing? And Marlon Mitchell. Need to send me the link. I will send you the link, Marlon. It's on my Facebook page, but I'll get it to you special. You guys take care. Have a great day. I'm Hot Rod Bob. See you tonight at 6 p.m. on GAAS, the Great American Auto Scene, the Evening Edition. Get your gas all day long right here on Facebook. The Evening Edition will only be available on Zoom tonight. We'll have it on Facebook in a day or so after we do the editing, but you can tune in tonight. Jess, I hope to see you this evening on GAAS. Robin's going to be there. You should be there too. Someone's got to talk to her in Swedish so we can confuse her a little bit. You guys take care. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got GAAS, the Morning Edition. See you tonight on GAAS, the Evening Edition. Take care now.